Hello. So, as it's St. Pro 54 here, and I am currently in the process of making princess bars. What are princess bars, you ask? Apparently, you would ask that question because the general public doesn't know what princess bars are, and I feel like they should know. Here, okay, princess bars are a dessert, and it is probably the easiest dessert you will ever make. Right now, when I'm gonna move the camera down a bit so you can see what I'm doing right now. All right, so princess bars, we're back. I'm gonna show you how to make the crust because the crust also has to go on the top as well as on the bottom, and then we're gonna pop it in the oven. So to make the crust, first we melt the butter. It's already melted, so we've done that step. Okay, so this is 2 teaspoons of butter. Tablespoons, sorry. And I'm going to do a half a cup of cake mix. And I'll be honest, I always end up needing more butter or more cake mix. I might want to adapt my mixture a bit because I learned how to make these at summer camp, and back then I was making them for like 200 people. So when I started looking it up online and getting ideas on how to make it for my family, I used the measurements that I was told online. And turns out when I looked up the recipes online, it's mostly made with coconut and walnuts and a lot of nuts, but living near camp, the camp that I worked at is a nut-free zone, so they did not make it with nuts. So they basically had a custom recipe, but I stuck with what I knew for a while and didn't add the nuts until I felt comfortable. And then I added the coconut, and I liked the taste, but I did not like mixing it as much as I did before. Because I say this is so much fun to make because when you're mixing the butter and the cake mix together, it feels like you're mixing edible Play-Doh. So this is the first time it's ever happened when I'm making the princess bars. I've made them a lot before. Turns out 2 tablespoons of butter and half a cup of cake mix was the perfect mixture the first time. I never get the perfect amount of butter to cake mix the first time. So very happy about that. I'm going to write that down and then calculate for different amounts of servings. That would be about 6 servings. Actually, I see that as more like 4. I see that as 4 servings. See, these princess bars prove that a serving is how much you think it is. Because I thought I was making 8 servings when I made it for my family, but they turned that into 12 servings. So we had it for 3 nights, which was wonderful. All right, so after making the crust, I spread the pie filling on and the reason why I said the crust needs to go on top as well is because it's sprinkled on the top, not on the bottom. It's patted down on the entire pan, and on the top it is sprinkled. And I will say that the middle pieces always taste better. Like, the crust is really good, but got that perfect ratio of crust to strawberry pie filling with the middle pieces. So yeah, Princess Bars has actually got me into baking, and then I found my grandmother's book of recipes in her house the first Thanksgiving after she passed, and I took a few pictures of some of the recipes, and I'm going to try them soon, so I don't think I'll make a video the first time I make my Grammy's brownies, just because, first time. But definitely if I do it again, I'll video. I need more crust. 1 second. So while I'm waiting for this to melt, I'm gonna talk about what I'll do after I pop it in the oven, and how long I'll pop it in the oven for. So I mix the cake mix and butter together in a bowl using my hands to mix it together, and then gloved, of course, and then what was I saying? Yeah. Anyway, I imagine you could whisk it together, but I've never done that before. Well, electric whisk it. Oh, good. It's done. Alright, so now that I finally have enough on the top, I am going to put this in for 11 minutes, and then I'm going to turn it. I'm going to put it at 350. I'll put the recipe in the description, so don't worry about the fact that I'm currently being vague. But yeah. So this is baking with ADHD. You're going to forget something. Currently, right now, it is the pot holders, or technically pan holders, well, tray holders, because I'm putting a sheet tray into the oven. So technically tray holders. Yeah, but luckily I have my ID card, so scan my dorm and get it. One of the, at my college, one of the dorms has a kitchen in the lounge. The others don't. I don't live in the one that does, but I can use the one that does because it's a girls' lounge. They also have one for the guys' dorms. Now, it's only like, I'd say maybe 20 feet, so it's not too much trouble walk back. Like, I am right outside the door of my own dorm, and there's the dorm that has the kitchen. Voila. 2 minutes. Before this, I forgot to grab the can opener for opening the cans of pie filling. Then I had an issue of not having the bowl for mixing the cake mix and butter. But I had mostly everything this time. So yay, progress. So first we put it in for 11 minutes and then we turn it around and put it in for another 11 minutes. So set a timer. So after it comes out of the oven, I like to immediately sprinkle chocolate chips on it. So I'm going to do it right now.
I can just get updated when I'm back. It's fine.
Okay.
Thanks, mate. Thank you. Yep.
So.
Okay, guys.
No one else defends the ones in the areas that defend us.
So this is the.
I love you all.
So this is what it looks like when I sprinkle the chocolate chips on. I like to sprinkle them on right after it comes out of the oven because then they melt and they get gooey and wonderful. I am doing a new thing, adding marshmallows to it and making it s'more themed. So I've never actually added marshmallows to it before, so I'm a little nervous. I'm tempted to do half with the marshmallows, half without it. But I don't know because.
So her mother says, yeah.
Hey guys, I'm back from the Super Bowl lunch that I made the princess bars for. Yeah, it was a wonderful time. But again, the recipe is linked in my description down below. It was the first time I added marshmallows to it. It was delicious. Oh, it was so good with the marshmallows, honestly. It is so sweet. Like, the first bite, all that sweetness at once. Tastes delicious. It was fun to make with the, I really appreciated, everybody in my church coming up to me and asking me how I made it and thanking me for bringing it. There was literally nothing left when I went to retrieve my tray that I made, my sheet tray that I made it on. There's like this one piece left, and I was going to like offer the last piece to somebody, but there was this as I was walking out and I was going to offer last piece to somebody, there was this family who said to me, before I could even offer the last piece, they said to me, and now you have one last piece left for yourself when you get home. I was like, you know what? I'll just keep it for myself. You're telling me to do that before I could even, But, yeah, it was a wonderful time. I'm so glad I made the princess bars for the Super Bowl. Who knows, maybe next year I'll make another dessert. Try making those brownies. Every time people told me how good I did on the princess bars, it built my confidence up for when I go to make the brownies, because I'm a little nervous, I've never really actually tried baking before, and the princess bars is the only thing I've ever done, and the thing that got me into baking in the first place. This is still very new to me. I am a noob. I have friends on this college campus who are wonderful at baking, and I can call them up to help me and give me advice. One of my friends actually taught me the difference between a sheet pan and a cake pan. A sheet tray and a cake pan. I worked in a kitchen with multiple street trays, and I didn't know the difference. Like, that's something interesting. So, yeah, I have friends who can help me, step into this wondrous world of baking. And my grandmother's recipes that I'm following. It's my Grammy's brownie recipe. That's why I say my Grammy's brownies. She wrote down her recipes on little index cards, and she has them in a shoebox. And what the house that now belongs to my grandfather. I honestly getting into baking now, it makes me wish I could, like, call her up and ask her all my questions. You know, I know that I'm gonna do great, and replicating this, it's not gonna be identical, but I don't expect it to be. I am myself. She is her. We're different. We bake differently, and she has years and years of experience, and I'm just starting out. But even if I could, like, even if she was still here and I could call up, I would not expect it to be anything like hers. I just expect it to be good. That's all I expect. And I'm glad for the help I can get from my friend, but, getting into baking now does make me wish I could, make me miss her. Makes me miss her a bit more. But I'm glad I'm getting into it. So, you will probably see me again for another video on YouTube about totally different things before I start baking again. It will probably be a while before we have another baking video, if we even do. Because I can confidently say my first time making the brownies, the camera will not be on. No. My first time doing anything other than princess bars. I'm a noob still. The camera will not be on, child. Maybe like my second or third time around, I'll turn the camera on and show you guys my creation. This might be like my 7th time, maybe, if I don't count the times at Ligonier. Which I don't, because when we were making them at Ligonier, we were making them for like roughly 200 people. Sometimes less, most of the time less, and nobody ever, like, did the full process every single step. Some people, mixed the crust, some people mixed the crust, others, spread the, pie filling. I personally enjoyed spreading pie filling because it was good sense. I enjoy every part of it, to be honest. The crust is, like, the best thing because, like, it's like you're like I said, you're, like, mixing together a puyo. But when I started doing it myself, when I started making the recipe myself after learning how to make it like a near, that was the first time where I literally did every step by myself. But then again, I was always making it for, less people. In fact, this is the most servings I've ever made, and there was like about 24 there. Most servings I've ever made prior to, most servings I've ever made after Ligonier. Like I said, Ligonier was far more, but Again, princess bars really teach you that a serving is what you make it to be. A serving is what you make it to be. You can cut off an entire... You can take those princess bars and cut off as much as it takes to put on a big dinner plate and eat that. You could probably eat that entire tray that you saw earlier in the video. Yes, you would get a sugar coma and probably be out for a good time, but it'd be worth it. I will never eat that entire tray, guys. No. I could be tempted to do it. I had the temptation to eat that entire tray. If one of my college friends were here right now, they'd probably say, no temptation, so take you beyond what is common, man. They probably jokingly quote to me. But seriously, guys, it is delicious. It is wonderful. So I'll see you the next time I like going to YouTubing. Probably won't be baking, but I'll see ya. Yeah. Oh, and my tagline. And remember, they're not just your amazing hobbies when you put them in the hands of an almighty God.